The first thing to get this roof liner out is to get all the things that are around. So that's the handles, the little alarm sensor there. And again, actually, with the roof liner draping the way, I don't know whether that could actually affect the sensor or cause nuisance triggers. It doesn't seem to, but I think it'd be much better when that's up. Of course, you've got the sun visors both sides as well. You've got the interior light. There's two little pimples in the roof, and then what we do is pull this out. It's clipped in, and also remove the seat belt. Now, I've seen some people leave the seat belt in and just try and pull that back. We think the seat belt unbolted from there, you get a lot more space. And what we also do is just pull that back pillar down, but we leave it hang because it almost kind of supports the roof while you're working on it and removing it. It doesn't appear to drop down. The other thing that keeps it up is these rubbers, which you pull down right at the last minute. They sort of hold it roughly in place as well. What I've done is I've put a cloth over the dashboard, one to stop any fluff or that sort of sponge dropping down onto it, but also we've put things like the sun visors and the pillars along there, so they're kept safe as well. So not too many tools actually needed for this one, lucky enough. Just a plastic trim tool, a little hook tool, some Phillips screwdrivers, and also one star piece, because that's how this light is held up. And actually it's held up with two really strong bolts. It seems sort of over the top just for a little interior light, but that's what they've used. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the sun visors. There are two Phillips screws on that one and just one on there. Right, so the last bit to get out of these sun visors now is the little bit the sun visor clips into, and the screws out, but there's just a little tang into the roof. So all you need to do is just pull it out with a trim tool and it's away. Right, so that's the sun visors removed, and as you can see, it's the two screws there, and that little bit goes up into the roof, but there's quite a big hole, so that doesn't get stuck in. And as hopefully I showed you with the little bit it clips into, you've got that little tang there, which does go in quite tight, and the screw, and our screws and plastic bits are in our box. And the next thing to deal with is these two little plastic bits. They just pull out with our trim tool. I'll also get out the alarm, and again that part of the alarm just pulls down, and I'll show you that once that has pulled down, and we get that removed. Then we'll remove onto the handles, and I'll show you one of them and then get the rest down. And once that's out, you can see there's two little metal tangs that clip up into this little metal surround that's in the roof liner, and then it's just one plug to pull out, and it just literally slides out, and you can't get it wrong because there's these two lines that aren't on the other side, so you don't even need to worry about the plug being put in wrongly. And that is your little sort of sensor for the alarm system. There you can see, I think it's about 4 pins there, and those two little lines, you can't get it wrong, and you can see there clearly more the little metal tangs that just hold that up. And once again, we'll put it in our little box for everything that comes off the driver's side. Right, so the next thing to do is to remove the grab handles. These are a flex ones. You can see it actually pulls down. I'll show you there's like a sliding mechanism in there, so it's important you keep that all together. But to get access to the screws, these just literally pull away like that, and this one pulls away like that, and you can see there are two Phillips screws, and hopefully you can now see there's almost like a little bit of cord in there, or perspex probably, and that lets the door handle slide in and out when you move it. So when we unscrew them, it's important to keep them all together. So I'm going to get all the three sort of grab handles, door handles down next. Right, so what I've found with these door handles is sometimes it leaves a little bit of the plastic behind, so it's worth getting your trim tool in and just levering it away so that it all comes away together and it doesn't leave anything there. Then keep that held together with the screwing, and the screw will normally screw in and hold it all together from there. So hopefully I can show you a little bit better now. This little back bit of plastic often gets stuck in with that tang. When you unscrew it, the screw comes off and it all separates. So if you can hold it together, lever it out like hopefully you see, and then what I'll do is screw that screw back into this back bit of plastic so it's now all held together and it won't get lost. And then again I can put it in our box and keep it safe, knowing the screws are not going to get lost, and nor the separate bit of back plastic, and also that white piece of plastic which allows it to slide when you're using it. Right, so that's all the grab handles removed by the doors, and also those little plastic clips as well. So the next thing we're going to get on with doing is removing the interior light. The first thing to do is to get this little plastic lens off, and again it's with the trim tool really, and a case of getting in there and just gently levering away either here or in there. So we're going to get on with that right now. Right, so that's the little plastic bezel removed from the interior light, and if you can see just up there and there's two light little star bolts. The little star screwdriver we've got, they're pretty tight in this one. They were quite tight in the blue one, so I should have thought ahead and bought myself a little ratchet with the star ending, so I have to go off and get that. So before I do that, what we do is remove the door pillars down. Well, these actually, well, door pillars and window screen pillars, it's sort of this protector here. More or less you can normally do it with your hand and get it in and pull it away. They are more or less just little plastic clips, and if you ease your hand down like I'm doing, and you can gently sort of feel your way down, and that should come right away. And what we do is put that up there on the dashboard. You can see it's got these little metal tangs, and they more or less clip into the door pillar. Hopefully if we can get a bit better view of that door pillar. As I said, the light is quite a problem doing this roof liner job, but yeah, there's little holes in the metal pillar that basically those metal tangs go into. So what we're going to do is get the one on that side away now, and as I said, it's just a process of steadily going through all the bits, getting them down so that roof liner can come out nice and easily. There's nothing up here that holds it down, so the only thing that's really holding the middle down now is this interior light. So we've got the door pillars removed both sides now, so we can get back on with removing the two bolts from our interior light fitting. And what I've been and got is a ratchet and sort of star, as we call it, end, so we can get that down. So you may find they are quite tight, and a sort of a screwdriver type is just not going to be enough to initially break that sort of seal to get it out, especially if they've never been down, which I'll imagine is probably likely on both of the cars we're doing. I shouldn't think the interior lights have been down at all. I shouldn't think. Right, so what I've done there is just put those two little sort of screw bolts back in position, because that's in the middle of the car, so it neither kind of comes under either our boxes, but also the sort of thing that you can put in here, and the best way to make sure you don't lose screws sometimes is to put them back in the places they went. There's the connection. It's just two wires for the interior light, and it's one of those ones where you just push the little piece there and pull it out, and there is the back of the interior light there. So you can see you've got the two holes where the screws come through. You've got little plastic slots that kind of go under the roof liner, but more or less once you undo the screws it falls away, and there you can see the side that you normally see. Then we've just got on those little sort of festoon or fuse bulbs, that's an LED version of that. And then these two blanking panels are where you'd add things like your sunshine roof switches there. So what we do is we'll put that over here on the window ledge with the glass lenses. That's probably the safest place for it to go at the moment. The next thing to do is to get these middle sort of plastic panels away and get the seat belt removed. So I'll show you how we're going to do that in just a second. Right, so very much like the pillars at the front, these again just pull away. You've got the rubber sort of door sill run, but normally that doesn't affect you, and it once again is a case of either putting your fingers in or using a little trim tool. So we're going to do that next. Pull it away, and then we're on to removing the seatbelt. What I might actually do is just show you how you get to the seatbelt bolt, because a lot of cars, especially our Metros, you literally pulled off a little sort of rubber thing, or sometimes there was nothing, and your seatbelt bolt was there. We're only going to be removing this part of the seatbelt bolt, and the SRS bit is wired down in the bottom, so you don't have to worry about any of that if you're removing this. We just let it feed down and sit more or less there, and we're not removing this pillar, only pulling it back a little bit. This is your adjuster that can move the seatbelt up or down there, and you can see it drop. So the way to get this off is actually to pinch those in and then put a trim tool behind there and pull it away. So we'll do that now. Yes, all we did really was basically get the trim tool, lever it in there, whilst we were basically just squeezing in those two tabs, and then ease it away and it comes away. It doesn't affect the two little buttons there, and you can now see the bolt remove the seatbelt. Right, so that's the seat belts removed. They do use Loctite, so they are pretty tight to come out, but they eventually wind right out, and that's now going to let us remove that pillar and peel it back. Right, so what I've done now is remove the door rubber, as that kind of shields you from getting in. As I said, it's a case of pulling it from here and here, and you just hear the clips come away, and that's really away enough for you to get the roof liner away, but also this will allow some support for the roof liner as you're pulling it out. Normally takes two of you, one in the car and one pulling it out through the boot, but that's really all you need to do is just pull it away. But by removing the seatbelt, you can pull it right out. Hopefully you can see, which if you had that seatbelt you just wouldn't be able to do, and you just wouldn't get the sort of room I think you need, so that you don't damage the new roof liner as you're putting it in. Right, so the last thing is to remove the back pillars. Not remove them, but just pull them down a bit like the side pillars. And as you can see, we've already done that one there. If hopefully it focuses, yeah, there it goes. We've removed the rubber seal just a little bit there by the side of the door, and then again got your hands in the top and just gently pull it out, and it's those same metal clips. So we're going to get on and do that one now. And again, you see we've got some blankets over the parcel shelf just to protect it, and if any foam falls down, it's less likely to stick to that as well. What we might do is put some covers then on the seats just before we pull it away, to minimise any dropping foam or the seats getting dirty as well, because these are light seats in this car. So I'm going to get on and get that pillar down. Right, so we've now removed everything that needs to be removed from the roof liner, from the interior light to the sun visors to those side pillars. We've removed the grab handles, the little alarm sensor, the seat belt bracket, which has allowed us to remove the pillars down on both sides. And last of all, we've loosened those pillars. Now we may put a little block of wood behind them just to wedge them out a little bit more when we're removing the roof, but they're removed enough. The only last thing to do is on the back of the roof there's like a rubber seal to remove, and more or less when you open the boot you pull the boot seal away at the top and then just pull out that little grey rubber seal. I'll show you that when we're doing it, and that's the last thing. What you may notice is we've left the rubber door seals in, because what they're doing essentially, if I try and show you these, they're just holding the roof up. So the idea is why we've been taking all the bits down, the roof hasn't suddenly dropped, it's more or less just sitting on those rubber door seals. And again, we'll just pull them down just before we remove the roof, so it just drops down a little bit, but it's let it stay up while we remove everything else. So we're now at the stage of pulling those door seals down, removing that little seal and pulling out the rubber boot seal, and then we'll slowly remove it out through the back door. So the little last one I forgot, that's still also helping keep the roof held on, are the two little studs there. So that's one removed. That really all it needs is a trim tool remover and then just a little pull out. So that is now definitely everything down, and as I say, just a case of getting the rubber bits down, the rubber seals, and we'll get it out. Right, so hopefully you can see all the rubbers are down, and we've got the rubber down on the boot, and the only other thing to do is to pull this rubber away now. That just gently comes away and the roof is completely released and ready to remove. Well, that's the roof liner removed.